Good morning, everyone. This is a big day. This is like the last day before we pull out tomorrow. This you are looking at on time-lapse fast speed is the sunrise this morning on Ponce Inlet. If you look just to the left of the screen, that is where they did the beach races back in the day when they raced on the beach, and that was the start, the birthplace of NASCAR, right there by those dunes. I'm gonna let you enjoy the sunrise while I get everything all set, and I'll be right with you. Good morning, you all. I got up early, and just a moment I'll get on the screen. I had to go turn on the AC unit. I forgot and shut that off because if you know RV living, you can't really run two high-powered things and your air conditioner too. So I had to shut off the air conditioner to blow dry my hair and put on makeup. I actually blow dried my hair and put on makeup for y'all. I know I'm being stupid, but let me get on the screen and prove it. Let me see, where the hell is it? There it is. I'm all punchy today. Hey, I have such a big day and I am very, very nervous. So I need, like, I'm not a prayer person, but I know the power of incessory prayer because I've witnessed that many times. I'm always good to pray for other people. I never pray for me. So I want other people to pray for me because that's just like my own little quirk about that stuff. I've got a whole history of studying religion and studying years of art history, which was religion, and beliefs and stories were told through art because nobody knew how to write in the old days. So I loved that study of art history. But anyway, we are back here at, and I love the history of NASCAR and modifieds, especially, and how that all grew, and Formula One and stuff I'm not as versed on, but I love it. Anything motorsports, anything fast. Fastest I've ever been on the land was 156 miles an hour on the back of an R1 Suzuki, and up I-77 from one Statesville exit to the other. And I only know because I was just like hanging on. My shirt was over my head because of the draft and everything. And when we got off, I could do nothing but laugh and then say, how fast were we? And he said 156. I'll never do it again. And unfortunately, he lost his life on another bike he had. He had a Yamaha 1000 he lost his life on. But anyway, I'm going back up to North Carolina, to that area, and bring my RV up there. Changes in the parks and the rules and how long you can stay versus, like, it's now become a recreational place where you can only stay a few months a year, like 6 months out of a year. It can't be your permanent residence. And you all know me from things I've told you, as I like living where there's less people. I'm going to a town where there's 90 people. It's a town I love. I first went to this town in 2010, I want to say, 2010-ish, for a karaoke contest. Now, my ex-husband and I used to travel around with this karaoke group and stuff and help her get, people up to sing and stuff, because when we go up and sing, I mean, we're okay, but we're not great. And other people think, oh, I can do better than them. And so anyway, we went to one karaoke contest that was at a mall, and the people from Love Valley were having a contest too, invited my ex-husband and I to go sing in Love Valley in 2010. Fell in love with the town, ended up moving there full-time in 2013. After COVID, I came south because, we didn't know about state borders, and mom and dad are in, from deep roots NASCAR as well, and are down here in the Daytona area, and I came down here for that. But, like I said, in the last 2-3 years, things have changed as far as the rules for RVs, and I like RV living. So, I'm going back to my old camp lot, which I love, in an old town, which I love, which had a lot of problems. I'll go into that in a minute. I'm going to play a little bit of the history of Love Valley. And I want you to know I got my roots here to my NASCAR, and I'm going to continue all my NASCAR stuff. But a plus to all this is I have a trip coming in October to go to the Massachusetts reunion of Westboro Speedway. And I have a book I'm writing with Dad, and the biggest thing I'm doing moving up to there is to free up funds to be able to do these things, because I was dead in the water and stuff, staying here and not knowing a future of where I could live. I mean, I feared at May they would come knock on the door and say, your 6 months is up, and I got a tent in the car. I'm a Girl Scout type mentality. I only lasted in Girl Scouts 2 seasons because I wanted to go racing, and they called me like names and stuff and said girls don't auto race, and I quit Girl Scouts that day. Anyway, screw that. Screw that. I'm going home. Hold on a minute. let me. You got to see the sunrise on Pond City. I'll show you what it is live. It's 29 minutes ago it sun rose, and this is now. Of course, the tide was going out, obviously, and that would be the race surface right there for the very first races that NASCAR put on. And anyway, we are going to play this. It's 7 minutes, so it's not long. Let's play it. And if it's slow, I will. If it's slow, I'll put it on fast speed. But I can fill in, like when I watch some of these newer vloggers that are going in there and filming and stuff, they don't have a lot of the facts correct, and I can maybe correct some of that. But this is all true. This is 12 years ago.
Kitchen rails, boardwalks instead of sidewalks.
If it's not loud enough, let me see. Okay, it's loud enough there. I just have my own little dial.
I've seen in Nevada more like the Old West than the Old North State. but I'm told I'm really just a few miles north of Statesville.
Morning.
Looks like a good place to be a cowboy.
It looks like a movie set, which it is. And the facade is left that way because of the history. But if you actually go inside the buildings, like I've actually rented an apartment and been in some friends' houses,
Like the local Wyatt Earp.
they're actually, you know, pretty cool inside. Fairly
him.
modern.
A tall, lanky fella named Andy.
There's
Everybody
Andy
knows
in the
Barker.
dungaree jacket right there. I knew Andy
Back in 1954,
briefly
he pulled out of his
when I was at
family's
the
thriving
karaoke
construction
contest. He
business
passed
in
away
Charlotte,
before I moved back.
Bought 369 acres of wild country and turned it into a legendary land that he named Love Valley.
I just always wanted to play cowboy.
I can stop. Whoops. Go ahead. I'll let that go.
And the first public statement that I ever made was in the 4th grade.
Okay, I've been in this house, and this is the very first house you walk into. On the left, it says Eleanor and Andy and Eleanor Barker. This is where they really actually lived. Their daughter-in-law, who was Jet's wife, lives there now. She has the Zen garden and all that you'll see in a little bit.
When you stand up before the class and say, when I grow up, I'm going to do so-and-so. Well, my friends are going to be doctors and lawyers. I stand up and say, I'm going to build me a western town. So the first building I built was a church. I felt like that then we could build a community around it.
Then, Andy built his business district.
Okay, that jail and the general store were really
There are a couple
functional
of
at the
saloons
time.
And a dance hall. If you're wearing guns, and it's illegal to do that here, you have to check them as soon as you step inside.
Yes, I was a bartender. Yes,
Across
I
the
had to
street,
take
there's a
holsters and put them
store full of
behind the counter.
saddles, bridles, everything you or your horse could possibly need, except hay and oats. The
Moonshine Gifts, I used to live in the apartment behind it for about 4 months.
And for the
right by that
travel trailer
oil
deprived,
tank.
There's Miss Kitty
I have pictures
Grand
of inside.
Hotel.
It's actually quite nice, painted bright
And so it was
white,
done.
and
A childhood dream became
I
reality.
decorated it colorful.
Love Valley was born.
Now that picture of Andy was in front of his hardware
A
store,
place
which is
where
about a
a
half
gentle
mile down the
breeze is
road
followed by a
behind him.
face full of dust. And man's best friend plays second fiddle to another four-legged animal.
Lots of
All the
riders
horse
ride
people
with
like to
their
congregate together.
horses.
They come in on the weekend and they get in and tell their tales and sit around, and everything is about horses or something they've done with horses or about to breed a horse, or they argue about who's got the best horse. Yeah, it's horses.
Now that's the blacksmith shop. You'll
And
see
on
it's kind of
Saturday morning,
abandoned right now. I think
customers
the
and
owner
their
passed.
steeds are
Starting to
waiting
look
in line
like.
to get a new set of shoes.
Now I knew that guy there with the red hat. His
A
name
lot
is
of these eastern
Ben.
part of the state
He,
boys never shoot
he
a
was
horse.
they call it a farrier.
And what happens is
But
that they come up here and they get into
F-U-R-R-I-E-R.
agriculture, and they're going to need to shoot.
He was actually from a neighboring town.
As for Andy
And that's
Barker,
Andy in front of his hardware
the mayor of
store
Love Valley,
back when he
he
was
greets
alive. The
townfolk
hardware
in his
store is now
hardware
in
store.
his son's
Well, that's
operation,
no fun place. I'll
not
be down
Jet,
there
Jet's
trading
younger
till I'm
brother.
dead. I'm running a special on it today.
Buy one, get one free.
Oh, yeah. You pay enough for the first one.
Prices at Andy's store are what you might call variable.
Well, you want to borrow one or buy one?
Just got the level one corner.
Well, hell, let's get mine out there.
In rainy weather, he
Unfortunately, it
gets
isn't
50%
in
off on
operation
tops.
anymore. I mean, you can go and talk to his son. And
He'll sell you a plastic leg. Everybody
Stuff,
asks about that leg.
unfortunately, there isn't a general store in town as far as I know at this
$1 a day.
time. There was when I left
then
in
use it for butt
2020,
kicking.
but I've heard it closed. So that's another
On
thing.
chilly
We do have a
days,
Dollar General
folks come
about
by
5
just
miles
to
up the
warm
road.
themselves by the pot-bellied stove and listen to Andy's tall tales. Through the years,
The
this
youngest
quirky
boy,
little town
Drew,
has attracted
runs
some
that
big
shop.
names. A
It's
flamboyant
mainly just
Texan
maintenance
named
for the
Benton
town
B.
at this
Johnson
point.
Once rode through town on a stagecoach. North Carolina Senators Sam Ervin and B. Everett Jordan stopped by to chat with Andy Barker. Early morning in Love Valley might look like a ghost town, but by high noon it...
Okay, it used to be an incorporated town. It used to have its own post office, its own jail. It used to handle its own, like, bucket brigade, whatever. We had mutual assistance from Iredell County and all that. But after Andy died, Iredell County incorporated this and then started slapping fines for not being up to building code and this and that. And I know that there's some legal loopholes that I could help with all of that. I know they've got the sewer system figured out, but they essentially killed the town by incorporating it into Iredell County. So you can't have someone like this have the same building codes as someone down in Race City, USA that has a race shop. Like, you know what that's all about. I mean, there's historical type things, not grants. I'm not talking grants and all that where you're hinged to people. I'm talking like a historical precedent where buildings that are historical and it's actually representing a community historically, it can be void of the building codes because of Turtle Island Creek. If you look up that with Eustace Conway, this will fall in the same precedent, and I'll make sure, if I have anything to do with it, we'll make sure that this town like actually thrives. You know, there's a lot of things. It has a rule you can only have 5 bars, and in a little town of 90 people, 5 bars was a lot. So there's other things that need to be done if you want tourists. I don't know how the family feels, the Barker family, if they want tourists or not. I know they like having it be a movie set and all that. So I just got to feel it out. A lot might have changed in the last 5 years. But I do love the town. I hope it survives. I hope it thrives. But this is it 13 years ago, like I say. A lot's happened since then. But it's on the upswing now.
It's anything but that. There's a horse tethered to every foot of the hitching rail. The boardwalks are crowded and still more riders trot down the street to see and be seen.
Why do people bring their campers and their horses and their families from all over Tennessee, Virginia, Georgia, Alabama, and certainly from North Carolina to spend a weekend at Love Valley? Well, they might have a chili cook-off.
That's coming up in November.
A rodeo.
I could see that from my front porch.
And they might have a Halloween parade on horseback.
That's always fun. They have
Dressed up
vendors.
horses, tiny goblins on ponies, outrageous hairdos, fancy dresses, even a little Indian or two.
See, the town's like dead until
Don't have
these
to spend
certain
much time
events.
here to figure
Then
out
it's like a
there's
town
not
party.
Really another place like Love
This
Valley.
is Shelby's place. It's still
And where
open.
did the name Love Valley come from anyway?
And that's
I do love
open
people.
daily, like for the
And I was
locals.
going to call it the Valley of Love. Well, it's too long. So then I changed it to Love Valley.
And lots of folks are in love with Love Valley. The way gamblers love Vegas, the way hikers love the Appalachian Trail, this little western town is heaven to thousands of cowboys and cowgirls who just keep coming back to Love Valley's happy trails.
Andy passed away before I moved back. Eleanor, when she had her birthday ice cream socials, I would go and I'd chat with her. Beth Nance is also one of the founding families, Nance family. And Tori Barker, she owns the building that Moonshine Gives is in. And she is also the granddaughter of Andy. And daughter of Cindy, who lives in Andy and Eleanor's old home. So that be that. Let me jump back here. And this says 2 years ago. It was pretty good. Let me see. 1 year ago. Let's see. We'll try this one. I don't recall seeing this, but I'll
So
know.
there's a little sign that says Town of Love Valley, established 1954. And then it has some
No,
names. I can't see
Cindy-
the first name.
Maintains that area. And then she also has a friend that lives in the area that I think lives across the street that maintains
Last
that
name is
area as
Barker,
well.
though. Little flowers.
It changes
little
from time
trees
to
in
time
there.
depending on the
There's the Love
season.
Valley sign.
This is to the right. This building is Moonshine Gifts. Tori Barker owns it, the granddaughter. This house here is the original home of Andy and Eleanor.
There's no parking
This
over there.
is an operational hotel. It's quite nice inside.
There's a sign.
I used to rent this downstairs apartment in the back here. I used to rent a room.
Open container, no horses on the boardwalks.
Right now there you hear that saw running.
Have a gate,
They're
have a
fixing the
closed it.
steps. You know, it's all this building code compliance. It's kind of really hurting the town, but you know, it'll get better. Now this is slow. Let me speed this up. This walking. Okay, come through the gate. Now I used to come out every morning and use the Wi-Fi that comes out of this place and sit on the
Love
deck.
Valley.
And that's Eleanor and Andy's original home. It's now Cindy's, their daughter-in-law,
Eleanor Clark.
and Tori, like her daughter, lives across the street. This Zen garden Cindy put in. This is 2 years ago
look,
now.
they have a little book
I've got a
box.
newer
How neat.
version of this that I can show you, but let me skip down here a little bit. People always walk through the town and like just take
Like the old
pictures and
West
stuff.
Town.
But people really
Like
do
the old
live
West
here. Like
Town.
Tori lives upstairs there.
That says Moonshine Gifts.
She had Moonshine Gifts, but apparently it's closed at this time. This was 1 year ago.
This is ice cream.
This I know has gotten a little bit different. Let me see. Skip ahead. Okay, this is fairly new. They redid this to be in compliance with building code. This building is open mostly all the time, Shelby's Place. If it's open, this light will be on. That's all the locals need to know. And we know. Upstairs, there is an apartment. My friends used to live there, so I've been upstairs. I've filmed them filming movies from her balcony and watched that, which was kind of cool. Let's see, they got a little photo op place now. Right there. This is, okay, I'm going to stop that. This is the new plan for the sewer system. Remember I told you about all these building code problems? Well, this is their phase 1, phase 2 of that. This is a photo op spot. This here usually has a gate on it, so that, because it is a private residence rented. So I don't know. Maybe the bar ain't open as much as I thought. I don't know.
Little Love Valley rocking chair set up, photo op.
But yeah, that's set up just to
Make
be
Joe come back and do that with me.
a little photo wall. So they've done little improvements that I'll see. They want the town to come back. People are investing time and energy. This is a little, actually, an apartment
So
right
let me
there.
turn around and look here.
And I've been in there. That's
Got
Stelly
Lois
went in there, took
Leather,
naps
best
and
leather
stuff,
work.
and ate pizza with Jason when that
leather work.
kid Jason rented it. He was
It's
a
not
drummer.
open either.
Okay, Amelia's Leather has
It's cute though.
only opened on occasion.
Cowboy canteen.
He's
drinks
there
and
once in a
snacks.
great while. This is new. They joined those two separate
Cowboy
buildings
canteen.
into one
They have vending machines.
and made like a little vending area.
Here's your
in
cowboy
there.
canteen.
And it looks like they've got new wiring in the ceiling and stuff I was noticing. So more building code stuff. Looking back across the street, there's the general store. Used to be a kitchen, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Wonderful place to get a bite to eat. It's been closed because of building code problems. Huge sewer costs. I mean, ridiculous huge sewer costs. This, I believe, is for sale at this point in time. It does not serve liquor. It's mainly for food. And it was a general store. Upstairs is apartments. A lot of times the bands that come and play in town will be up in the upstairs. and play different venues at the time. Now, like I say, I don't know what venues are open or not. Now, I used to know a girl that owned these two gift shops, one of these gift shops. Now it looks like there's two. It's got a different name on it, and it looks to be the only place open in town, which is great.
Oh yeah, look at that. It's like a little general store.
And they'll have Mr. Bunny. And there's good cell signal reception right there, so a lot of times we come to town just to use the cell.
Watch out for pain.
Back then, you know, now it's everywhere, but... And that's a common sight. You just see the girls that, you know, grew up in the town just walking along with their horses. They love to ride. This used to be the ticket house. Now, it was run down and used for a movie set, but this door is new, so somebody's renovating the interior of that as well. The saloon, this was the jail. And from what I've seen in recent videos, they've made a church out of this. It actually was a functioning jail, drunk tank or whatever. Andy'd put you in there if you were drinking too much and being disruptive. The Silver Spur Saloon had a beautiful kitchen, beautiful dance hall, beautiful dance floor, musicians, beautiful interior, like brass bars, you know, poles.
They have things open for it.
What do you call railings? And
Hey Joe, say
the
hi.
seats at the bar were like the counter bar, which they don't serve alcohol there either. It was food only, and
But
it would
here's a
have
cool
like
silver
tractor seats for your
spool.
seats. And then the chicken coop, which I don't even know if they're going to show it.
And restaurant.
Right here, yeah, the chicken coop. This was the bar. See, the door goes in there, connects to the Silver Spur Saloon. And no chickens weren't kept here. It just was a cage, and there would be a band down there, but it was more an outdoor breezy atmosphere.
I guess this is your social district. Where you
Just
can,
kind of more a little local
Maybe.
hangout away from the touristy stuff, I guess is the best way to put it.
See
Hasn't been opened in at least 5 years. It was closed when I left.
Trail on a thread trail.
That
Barker Memorial.
quilt trail is something that goes around all of North Carolina. You just have to paint a certain quilt pattern on a barn, register yourself, and you're on the quilt trail. There's all like this Chamber of Commerce thing. It's to promote your businesses or whatever. But I don't recall where the quilt would be down that road. That's a horse road. We rarely walk down there because it goes to nowhere. It goes up into the mountains. We would use this footpath almost daily
So
because I lived down at about 1 o'clock
go down that
to this
trail.
photo is where I lived. I can see the arena from where I'm going. I can see the
riding
arena. I can hear speakers, but I
So maybe
can't
they have
distinguish
shows
words. So
there,
we're
like
that
horse
close.
riding or bull riding or something.
But my dog Stella loves to
cool.
run down this hill and slide in those leaves, like just dive and slide. So she'll be excited to do that again. We sat at that little picnic table a lot in town and just chilled because no one even knew you were sitting there because it's all hidden in the trees. This is wintertime, obviously. Maybe early spring we've got a little bit of growth coming out.
There you have it.
But yeah, that little picnic
town
table,
of
Jet's
Love
Garden,
Valley.
was where we sat.
No cars.
So
allowed.
anyway, that's enough of all of that, and let's do
horses here.
Nazareth. Wait a minute, where's Nazareth?
It's not very big. You've seen
Wrong screen.
that I walked in.
Alrighty, that's that. So that's where I'm moving back to tomorrow. Nervous. You know, this is what it looks like today. We'll just quickly skip
this
'cause
couple, and there should be
this was in this past spring.
public parking right there.
See the blacksmith shop no longer functioning. I believe the man
We are out
might have
here, aren't
passed. I'm not sure.
We are out
But it was for sale, I think.
No ATVs allowed at any point. Isn't
This is, like I say, some renovations to the hotel. They
I
got a
believe this is the public parking.
gift shop there now.
No, I should have worn my dirty
Go
tennis shoes for
downtown.
Is Love Valley.
Just nothing's really
And
changed
you hit
from
them up.
the ones I showed you a year ago to
Record
6 months
inside their
ago.
homes,
This is
but
6 months ago.
This is pretty cool, Richie.
But see how they're
Look at
renovating
this.
her Zen garden and
cowboy.
stuff.
There's a book you want to read, Richie. You love reading. Oh, look at the little waterfall.
It's cool stuff. That's Cindy's
There we go.
garden.
There was a lot of stables. A lot.
There's a lot of stables. Shelby's place, like I said, is open if the light's on for the
The
locals.
last couple months ago.
I
And
think
what
this is still
you
for
can turn
sale.
this into a
It's up in the
I believe a
200,000s or
store.
something. It's a
It is
building
closed.
and several apartments
general
upstairs.
store.
It's a
And-
goal. But like I said, we got some
So the horses would be tied up to here.
problems with the...
Oh, I thought it was a little.
got problems with... See, now they met at church. Got problems with the utilities being up to code for Iredell
Very
County,
small.
which is ridiculous.
Very small.
You see,
Very
there
small.
are porta-johns around and stuff, and there's a reason.
Let's take a look.
Because there is sewer
Whatever you call a
problems.
donkey doing that.
Like, no sewer. Really. Like, the sewer is like
The founder
a
of
dump
Love Valley.
thing that costs thousands of dollars.
Love Valley.
It was ridiculous.
And
But
there's
the
a little
state
trail
paid
right there.
half.
I'll bet you he's over there.
Big, long
I'm
story
into
short,
the burial site.
it's on its way up.
This has been on my to-do list.
When they came in and said they couldn't find anybody to talk to about the church.
Okay. I'm not sure who runs anything anymore.
Just keep recording
But
until
it
we-
looks like they've got...
Yeah,
up
this
to-
is kind of a store, but
Did
it's
you
not
see
open.
that? They were upgraded the...
I think
Now, this
somebody
is a
lives
building
right
I
up
lived in. Believe me, I know it had problems. You couldn't dry clothes and run heating systems at the same time. So it looks like they've upgraded some of that. But
Keep
that it
recording
was
until
just
we-
wicked. They put that financial pressure on the
Yeah,
people
this
of
is
this
kind of a store,
town
but it's not open.
No. There's clothes
because of
everywhere.
building codes when Andy died. It just was
I
sad
do.
what they did. But they kind of killed the town. But it's coming back. I got faith it's coming back. Let's go to Nazareth. They killed that too. But anyway, we're in a revival mode. We're reviving. And tomorrow we leave on our trip to go live in that town again that I lived in since 2013. And I'm going to keep up my racing videos. This will be my last live blog till after I'm settled. So, fingers crossed. It'll be Friday night. Bonfire. Okay? This is Nazareth. My dad was crew chief. They'll mention him a couple times.
And salutes the National
And he'll get a win here.
Stock Car Auto Racing on its 50th
I'll take a little break while you watch Nazareth.
1998
Be right
has
back.
been a season of magic in the Busch Series, a pumped-up points leader. A breath of fresh air has brought 9 different drivers to victory lane, including new faces with famous names and bright futures, like father, like son. Sometimes you'll come up a buck short, but winning is a shot in the arm in this daring world of high fives and high hope. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has a new look and a refreshed outlook. At the beginning of this season,
Sorry, I didn't
Series
mute.
championship
Tried to get
was
out
just a
fast.
dream.
I was
Now
choking.
10 races in, it's become a goal. He already has 1 win this season, and today, for the second time, the AC Delco Chevy starts from the pole, hoping to show the rest of the field nothing but the taillights.
Sadler has it in corner number 4. Bodine closes in. He decides to go outside. It's not the right move, though, and Elliott Sadler wins at Nazareth. Oh, good. Congratulations, man.
I can't believe it. Can't believe it. I love it. I love it.
A trip to victory lane at Nazareth makes this tricky multi-turn speedway easy to love. Unpredictable, though, may be the best way to describe this roller coaster of a mile. There's been 10 different winners in 10 races. But it's the faces of Busch Grand National's best who are still searching for a Pennsylvania prize. If Ron Hornaday Jr. wants to join that list of first-time winners here at Nazareth, he's going to have a tough job today. Yesterday, he qualified on the outside of the front row, but look where he starts, at the tail of the field because of an illegal fuel. Ron Hornaday Jr. is going to have to pass 42 cars and hope he can stay there.
ESPN Speed World welcomes you live to Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania as we get set for Busch Series Racing, the first Union 200. This is the 11th race of the 1998 NASCAR Busch Series schedule, and Mike McLaughlin has the points lead right now, but by only 5.
Okay, this is the second race. Dad is working with Tim Fedewa, car number 33. They're on the outside pole. He is not in the top 10 in points. Last I looked, Fedewa was like 16th in points or something. He will go on to finish 8th, I think, at the end of the year. And I have to believe my dad had something to do with that as his crew chief.
Here's the Suzuki starting lineup. Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the pole, his second career pole position, and Tim Fedewa alongside. He won his first and only Busch Series race here in '95. Second row, Elton Sawyer, who crashed on his second lap of qualifying, and Kevin LePage, who'll go to the back because he didn't qualify. The car was in Charlotte. In the third row, Elliott Sadler, the defending winner of this race, and Matt Kenseth, who comes in second in points.
Back in row 4, Mike McLaughlin, their Busch Series points leader, and Dick Trickle, another car that'll have to go to the rear of the field because he was in Charlotte last night. In row 5, Joe Betsy, the pole sitter last week in New Hampshire and ran so well to a late race crash. And Glenn Allen, another car, will go to the end of the field because he crashed during his second lap of qualifying yesterday. In row 6 this afternoon, Shane Hall, sporting new colors, Big A Auto Parts, and Mark Green.
As we look at the rest of the starting field, Benny, this track is oddly shaped. As you indicated, some say 4 corners, some say 5. In any case, it's almost like a road course, isn't it?
It really is almost like a road course. I was talking to Shane Hall this morning, and he told me that to run this racetrack, you almost have to run it like a road course. If you try to run it like an oval track, you really truly lose some time.
Not only are there varying corners, but also there's an elevation change of 34 feet from the front stretch here to turn 3 out where the field is moving through right now.
There we saw the Busch North Series champion, Mike Stefanik, in the race today. There's another Busch North, Mark Truex. Blaze Alexander also crashed during qualifying yesterday.
All of these starters are provisionals at the back of the field, and some of them are from the Busch North Division. Ron Hornaday, second fastest qualifier, to the rear of the field because of questionable fuel. Now let's take a look at our race analysis. We will go 200 laps. Chuck Bound holds the record for the race. The pole speed at 128.5. The purse, $426,000. And Benny, does the pit window mean that this is a one-stop race?
They can make it on one stop, as we're looking on riding on board with Dick Trickle. They can make it on one stop, but you know, I think that they get 2 sets of tires. I think they'll take advantage of those 2 sets.
And they had many advantages or chances last year to get in for pit stop. There were 7 cautions during the 200 laps last year for 41 laps.
There's Kevin LePage, the Channel Lock car, is falling back. We'll be riding along board with him. This is Shane Hall, the Big A Auto Parts Chevrolet, starting in the 11th spot. And up front, their points leader, Mike McLaughlin. We also ride along with Mike today as the cars are getting ready, coming down for the start of the race.
Here comes the field out of the corner. Green flag waves, and here we go in the first Union 200. With Shane Hall here running back in 12th position. Dale Earnhardt Jr. leading the first lap. It's the 4th race that he has led in 1998. Side by side, Sadler on the outside and Mike McLaughlin.
Mike trying to take that position away and does take the spot away from Elliott Sadler. Moves him in the 5th spot. Tough racetrack. This is turn 1. Now a long sweeping corner down to the backstretch. Here's the spot that Glenn Allen crashed in qualifying yesterday.
Until we get back toward the back of the pack. There we see the 82 car of Mark McFarland trying to pick up a spot.
Bill Parsons, Mark Green.
Racing for the 7th spot. Earnhardt with a pretty good lead at the moment. Stretched it out to about 3/4 of a second over Tim Fedewa. And you notice Fedewa there at the drop of the green flag was really in no hurry to get the lead. He simply let Earnhardt get out front. He wanted to get to the inside of the racetrack. Now a battle for second as Elton Sawyer challenges Fedewa but can't take over second.
Trying to get that spot away. Kevin Grubb has taken the 8 car in the garage area out for the day. Last time by, Earnhardt picked up another 1/4 of a second on Tim Fedewa. He's now has a little over 1 second lead.
So 2, 3, and 4 running right together on the racetrack. That is Fedewa, Sawyer, and Kenseth in the 17 car.
Remember last year, Elton Sawyer, who's now running in 3rd spot. There you see the 30 car, the Marshall car, was so good in practice. Started up front. And the first lap or second lap involved in a crash down in turn 1. Really never got to show how good he is. He was last year.
We'll keep our eye on Ron Hoare today as we watch 2nd, 3rd, and 4th here. Oh, we have a crash, and it's LaJoie.
Randy LaJoie.
Wow.
Heavy contact.
Boy, the back end of that car is just totally gone.
Wow. And that's got to be gasoline that's running across the racetrack. So I hope he doesn't start that thing up.
That could ignite it.
We do see him moving around in the car.
Wow, LaJoie trying for his 3rd straight series championship, and boy, did he go in. It got a little bit off the ground.
And look at the gasoline that is going around there. This early in the race, you know that the gas tank is completely full of fuel. So he mashed the fuel cell up like it had to go someplace.
Ray, what's the story down there? We see Randy crawling out.
Well, I'm not exactly sure, Bob. I'll get a word here with Steve Bird, the crew chief. Did Randy tell you what happened out on the racetrack, Steve?
And I guess his buddy got into him, I guess.
Who's his buddy?
Buckshot.
Never mind.
Right.
Talking about the 0-0, of course, and they've had the problems on the racetrack a number of times. You can see by the look on Randy's face there, he's pretty dejected.
Yes, he is.
He is a little bit hot right now, to say the least.
There's Buckshot Jones. He was running now in 17th position after starting 22nd. So the caution out here at Nazareth after 7 laps. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the leader, and a crash on the course has caused the yellow. ESPN Speed World coverage of the First Union 200 being brought to you by Suzuki Motorcycles and ATVs. Now during Suzuki Fest 98, get $500 worth of accessories free and choose from great deals like 0 down or low APR financing on selected models. By Eagle One, A to Z wheel cleaner, spray on, hose off, towel dry, easy as 1, 2, 3. And by Midas, for quality service, visit your neighborhood Midas today. Randy LaJoie has crashed here in the opening laps, and boy, the back end of that car, BP, is really caved in. And you can see the cleanup crew.
They've already put a diaper on the car to make sure that more fuel doesn't leak on the racetrack and on the grounds. And we see, watch this contact. We really can't see it because of that tower there, but you can see as the car came down how high off the track it was, and we see the fuel coming out of the car on the racetrack.
Yeah, it was spraying as it went around, but no fire. However, this is going to be a rather lengthy cleanup because practically all of the fuel that he was carrying on board was put down on the racetrack.
Was pushed out of that fuel cell. The gas tank in those cars are rubber, But when you take a balloon that's full of water and collapse it, all the water has to go someplace.
Well, LaJoie trying to win his 3rd straight Busch Series championship, 5th in the points coming in, about 119 behind. His worst finish this year was at Bristol when he finished in 25th position, so this may be his worst finish of the year.
And you can see, folks, there just is no back to that car. Look at that. It's like almost like a gremlin. Remember the old AMC gremlin?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And the cars are circulating around on the inner road.
I absolutely love this facility. I wish they would just scan it. Like,
all right, well, let's get an update.
I've got a couple of things that I want to accomplish, and one of them is trying to just at least scan this track for iRacing. I know what shape it's in. I know what shape Wilkesboro is in. I saw it with my own eyes when I lived up there. But this facility and the history and why it was built is so important to the history of motorsports. And for it to end up in the hands of the people that own Pocono is just disgusting, in my opinion. I do speak my mind about where motorsports is good and where I think it's not so good, and getting rid of Nazareth is a big not so good. Look at that facility. It's damn gorgeous. It's only been closed 15 years. It's not like a lifetime.
Keeping our eye on Ron Hornaday as he tried to work his way up through the track.
No, they have not dug up the track. They put huge, like, piles of dirt on the track, so like people wouldn't race it. And also something to do with the town ordinance that you can never put a race facility there because it competes with Pocono, and the person that made those rules is dead. So it's time we do the right thing and get this track at least scanned for history.
Today at Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania as we present NASCAR Busch Series racing. Well, tonight is the big night at 11 o'clock, the 20,000th Sports Center. 9-minute special Sports Center hosted by longtime anchors Chris Berman, Dan Patrick, and Bob Lay. All tonight at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. 20,000 programs. Can you believe that, Benny?
Man, they just about got it right by now.
Let's go to Ray Dunlap.
I apologize, my rant was without my headphones plugged in. I'm just watching with y'all.
Randy, I know you're really dejected about this, and that points race just keeps getting tougher and tougher.
Points racing, I mean, you run good, you get the points, and we're running good. And I don't know, I guess I have a bullseye, maybe a double bullseye in the back of this car, because the same one just keeps hitting it. And I don't know. I mean, I've been pretty darn good this year, and I might have to take a trip somewhere and see what the hell his problem is, because 5-6 laps in a darn race, we're in traffic. I don't know. Everybody said it was a new guy that won that race last week. Well, the old idiot showed up this week.
When we look at this race car, we see an awful lot of damage. Do you think there's any chance that car can go back in the race?
we cut it off behind the roll bars and put a whole rear clip on it. The fuel cell, I mean, it's tore up.
It's going to take an awful lot of work, guys, but they're busy doing it. The Base Motorsports team goes into action as we get, hopefully,
they're busy just trying to get it so it can go in the truck. Don't let them fool you.
And again, if you put a new fuel cell in there, where are you going to put it? Yeah. There's nothing to put the fuel cell in. All the framework is just collapsed back there.
Well, the track cleanup crew has done a magnificent job of getting the area of the racetrack in good racing condition. We should be going back to green in just a few minutes. Bill?
Well, Dale Earnhardt continues to lead this race under caution, and he has been strong from the start of the race. Now, the only problem with that car is that the water temperature will not come up. They think maybe they probably could have put a little more tape on the grill, generate a little more heat to raise the water temperature a little bit. They're not worried about that or concerned. They're just going to watch that, and then if they need to, they'll put some tape on the front of that grill when they pit. Dick Trickle's been on pit road. He's the first of the guys to stop. They went to work on the right side of that car, then sent Trickle back out on the track.
Going green next time around.
Yeah, most of them talk about Dale Earnhardt. I'm sure a lot of you fans are concerned about
the history of this track is pretty incredible. It goes way back to the Andretti's, like Mario, when he like came into the area, and like the Indian kart dispute, similar to what NASCAR's got going on right now. You know, like teams fighting for their rights to exist, and free enterprise and right to work and like all these other things was back in the Indy / kart days, and this track evolved through all of that. And not only that, it's just a gorgeous facility with so much history. And when I saw how far gone North Wilkesboro was and it come back, I know this track can come back. I mean, look at it. They took all those bleachers out and put it at the Glen. Like, they just stripped this place because they didn't want it competing with Pocono. And I'm telling you, man, it's not fair to the racers, not fair to the people that built this track, and at least scan it for our racing, for respect for the people who built it and raced there. It was not an easy track.
Backstretch, 2 cars involved.
Looks like the 87 car,
Ed Spencer.
Ed Spencer, I'm sorry. Ed Spencer. That's a nephew of Jimmy Spencer, and right now, no caution flag.
The other car involved, I believe, was McFarland. He kept going, however, and now Spencer also gets going again, so we have no caution.
We'll take a look, and we see that's Mark McFarland, the yellow car that's almost going around. He finally does go around, and Ed Spencer was going straight for him when he tried to avoid. He himself spins out. Oh, and almost made some contact there, but really no contact between the 2 cars at all.
Once again, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been able to separate.
They'll mention in this race that it's an oval that needs to be driven like a road course, which is really, really cool.
And the others.
Obviously, Dad had it figured out.
There we see the lead that he has over Tim Fiedler. Elton Sawyer once again still looking, trying his best.
He took a look on the inside, coming out of the corner, but falls in behind Fiedler.
The white car back in 5th spot is Mike McLaughlin, their this year's points leader.
Long before Earnhardt catches up with Spencer, who is at the tail of the field, having that little incident over there in turn number 2 with McFarland.
Matt Kenseth.
You're looking good, Jimmy. Be smooth.
Matt Kenseth, a 17 car. Said he ran here last year and hated this racetrack, but someone said you will like this racetrack, and he said, I love this racetrack.
So 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th continue to run nose to tail.
Just get the impression that Elton Sawyer right now is a little quicker than Fiedler, but being quicker to get him by. Obviously, 2 things is Earnhardt Jr. easily goes by Ed Spencer, and that's Ed Spencer, the 3rd driver of the 87 car. Carter Jr. crewman on his Busch Grand National car, the Zippo car.
Back in the field, we see there's Ted Christopher, Bill Parsons, Joe Bessie. They're running back at about 8th, 9th, and 10th position.
There we see Mike Stefanik to 51, Geoff Purvis, and Ron Hornaday. The Kingsford car has now moved up to 23rd from his 43rd starting spot.
Wow, nice job of coming through the traffic.
Interesting thing about Nazareth being in Pennsylvania, it also drew down the northern demographic that would normally go to Dover or New Hampshire and the Glen and Pocono, but Nazareth also brought all the Busch North people. There's half the field of Busch North drivers. A lot of times when we come to any of these New York tracks and stuff, you'll hear names that aren't familiar.
He's doing a nice job of wiggling here in the opening laps. 25 laps about to be completed now in this 200 lapper at Nazareth. That's Jeff Purvis in the number 4 car and Mike Stefanik, who is the reigning Featherlight Modified Tour champion and the reigning Busch North champion. And Mike Stefanik in the 51 car is doing double duty today. After this Busch race, there will be a Featherlight Modified race. He and Ted Christopher will both do double duty. And we thought that John Preston was going to, because Preston was selected as the driver of the Modified that would normally go to Jan Lady. But Lady broke his foot yesterday when his car fell off the stands, and so he will be in the race, and Preston will not.
And Ed Spencer has crashed up in 3 and 4, but right now there's been no caution flag.
Well, he's running again, so no caution.
He had a lot of damage to the right rear of the car, but there's Kevin LePage, Mike Cope, LePage in the 40 car. There's our leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Now has lengthened his lead by over 2 3/4 seconds over Tim Fedewa and Elton Sawyer, who's running in 3rd spot. There's the interval between 1st and 2nd position.
There we see the white car on the right coming down pit road. That is Ed Spencer the 3rd, and we now see the damage on the rear of that car.
Pretty significant damage. Not quite as bad, however, as Randy LaJoie's car sustained in that incident in the early going. Ray Dunlap right there.
Well, Ed Spencer, guys, has an awful lot of driving to do during the week, because when he runs in the Busch North Series, he has to do it going from Mooresville, North Carolina. He moved down there to work on his Uncle Jimmy's race cars, so he drives all the way up here in North to run each week. But he said, you know what? Today, the only thing we have to do is finish this race, because this is the only car that we have. And that might get a little tougher today, because there's a good bit of damage on the right rear of the number 87.
Yes, indeed, as Dale Earnhardt Jr. continues to circle the field and, in fact, put a lap on Mark McFarland, who's running in 36th position. They're the top 10. Back in a moment.
Little fun fact, I'm down in that pit area of the 33. I actually saw myself in the end clip, and I'll be able to pull it off. My laptop I've already packed up, but I'll be able to pull it off. And actually, that is like 2 photos ever, like randomly I've found of me in the pits, like of my whole life. It's like crazy, but I avoided the cameras. When I saw them filming, I'd walk behind the cameraman and stuff. But yeah, I actually saw me here.
With our points leader, Mike McLaughlin, who's in 5th position.
It's in like the end shots when they're winning.
And trying to make a move on Kenseth. He does have a run down the backstretch. So there's a slow car right in front of him. Oh, that looks like McFarland, the Carolina shoe car. What's going to happen as he come off?
And McLaughlin still pinned behind that slower car, but Kenseth there in the 17 can't make any headway himself. Now he does. Sadler running in 6th spot, the defending champion of this race. And again, McLaughlin looking to the inside of Kenseth.
And while they did that, tried to pass that slower car of McFarland, they lost about 3 seconds to the car in front of them, which was Elton Sawyer. Where you catch traffic, where you're able to pass them at this racetrack is going to be the key to maintaining those big leads. Now looking out the back. And then it's Sadler, the 66 car.
behind him is Mark Green. Now here's McLaughlin again trying to get the nose under Kenson.
Now down this 1,200-foot backstretch. And we see that McLaughlin is faster than Kenseth, but it's a difficult racetrack.
McLaughlin won in Nashville earlier this year in Busch Series competition. There's Ted Christopher, and Ted has moved up to 8th position. He has 6 previous starts here at Nazareth, 3 in modified tour competition, 2 in the NASCAR Busch Series, and 1 in Busch North competition. Best finish 13th in the 97 NASCAR Busch Series.
And we see started in 16
I do believe Mr. Ted Christopher lost his life in a modified accident. Also, if you watch Mike Christopher Jr. now race, that's his twin brother's son, which would be Ted's nephew.
So it's their fault.
Showing you the interval between second place car Fedewa and all the way up here is Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's just putting a lot of guys down a lap. Just put the 41 car of Joey McCarthy down a lap. There are 34 cars now on the lead lap.
And the next car, the car right in front of Earnhardt, is Dick Trickle. There we see Trickle, the 640 Snyder car that's had to start in the rear because he was in Charlotte to run the Winston last night. And you know that he does not want this to happen.
His car was qualified here at Nazareth yesterday by Curtis Markham. Good enough for 9th quick time, but he had to go to the rear of the field. Bill Weber?
Now, a lot of guys, Bob, are complaining that their cars are too tight, and Trickle is definitely having a handling problem. Now, he obviously didn't get any track time in that car. It had to start at the rear of the field. The leaders are coming in a hurry, especially Earnhardt. They did take a spring rubber out of the right rear spring to try and help the handle of the race car. But right now, Dick Trickle has his hands full trying to hold off the rear leader and the rest of the front runners.
So Mike Stefanik, the 51 car that we saw earlier, going a lap down just a moment ago.
Yep.
Has fallen back to 34th spot. Now this is hurting Earnhardt's chances. This is letting those guys catch up.
It sure is. Earnhardt had about a 6.5-second lead just 3 or 4 laps ago, and now it's down to less than 3 seconds.
He's going to try down the backstretch.
Just can't do it. And off the accelerator. Now he's got 2 cars in front of him. The 83 there is driven by Wayne Grubb.
Oh, some contact between Grubb and Earnhardt.
Earnhardt just having all kinds of problems moving through this slower traffic.
It's the 5 car, I think. Yes, Barney McRae, the blue and white car on the inside. And they go by Busch North car.
He's already 2 laps down and now goes 3 laps down to Earnhardt.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 3 car saying, wow, this was fun a few laps ago.
Since he's been caught behind this group of cars, his speed has also been reduced. He's down to 119.9 miles an hour, whereas Fedewa, clear of traffic, is at 124.3. Is on. Well, it is. A fourth of the way over. 50 laps have been completed. We're watching Dale Earnhardt Jr. try to lap Dick Trickle. He finally did it.
Gave the move on the outside, and all of a sudden just ducked to the inside and blew by Trickle. But he's now the lead that he has over Fedewa is down to less than 2 seconds.
Trickle is running in 30th spot, so there are now 29 cars on the lead lap, and Patty Moise is right now ahead of Dale Earnhardt Jr. She will be his next victim.
Also Mark Krogh in front of Patty Moise.
You see Earnhardt's speed back up to over 122 miles an hour. Now it's back up on that last lap to 124 after hovering around the 119-mile-an-hour mark for several laps until he could pass Dick Trickle and some other slower cars. Now he passes Patty Moise, and there are 28 cars on the lead lap.
As we watch Earnhardt, Mike Stefanik brings his car down pit road. Ron Hornaday gets gotten by Shane Hall. That moves him up to 17th spot.
Wow, a nice move through the field by Hornaday. Bill Weber has an update on his fuel situation. Bill?
Well, he certainly had a wild weekend, Bob. He had a great qualifying run here yesterday. And for those of you that might have RPM today, the reason Hornaday went to the back is because his fuel did not pass post-qualifying inspection. Now, at this track, Busch teams are required to buy their fuel. At most tracks, you cannot provide that for free. While at tracks where you have to pay for your fuel, NASCAR allows teams to bring their own as long as the fuel is legal. The fuel that Hornaday had here was Sunoco fuel. It's the same fuel that team has used in this situation for approximately 3 years. In fact, it's the same fuel they used last week. The crew says it had nothing to do with the enhancement of the performance of the car. It just simply didn't measure up in post-qualifying inspection. So they sent Hornaday all the way to the back, but he promised his team he would get back to the front.
He is headed in that direction indeed. Mike Stefanik, by the way, has pulled behind the wall, Andy Benny.
Yes, he was on pit road. They took his car back inside the garage here. Ray Dunlap?
Well, Benny, in these Busch North combination races, these guys can really help out their effort in the season because there are 17 regular races in the Busch North Series and 2 combo events. Well, if you have a really good finish in a combo event, you can use that finish to replace one of your poor ones from the regular season. That's not going to happen today for Mike Stefanik. He's done. The locker in the rear end has locked up. They said they are definitely done for the day.
See Glenn Allen, the 99 car, Luxair car, going a lap down to Earnhardt. And boy, what just a few seconds of difference can make. Yesterday's car was about the 5th, 6th fastest car here. I guess he ended up being 9th fastest, but he crashed on that second lap, had to go to a backup, and he struggled to get that car up to speed.
Riding along with Dick Trickle back in 28th position. There is the leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's coming up now on Mike Cope to try to put him a lap down. And what 24 hours a difference makes in weather also. The hottest day in history here in the Lehigh Valley yesterday in the 90s. But a cold front moved through during the night, and we have very, very pleasant temperatures and a bright sunshine here in Nazareth today.
Earnhardt driving down on the inside. There we see Peterwell 40 seconds behind the leader.
And he has about a 2.5-second advantage over third place Elton Sawyer.
I'm sorry, that was not. That's Matt Hutter. Wayne Grubb in the 83 car. And I think that Elton Sawyer's in the middle of that mess, isn't he? Yes. See the signal, hand signal. Caution flag is out.
For the second time this afternoon, the caution comes out. It's for debris on the racetrack.
And now we'll see all the cars on the lead lap in the pits.
Caution comes out.
I say, wait a minute, 60 laps. I wonder, how many cars will we see in the pits?
60 laps are completed. Caution on lap number 61. Well, we'll see here in just a few seconds. The pace car has picked up Dale Earnhardt Jr. over in the backstretch. And the safety truck also out on the racetrack to clean up the debris that caused this interruption in our racing. And the pits are open, so we'll know here in just a second if anybody chooses to come in. Well, looks like that Earnhardt is.
You see the 17 car, Matt Kenseth, is coming down pit road. There we see Earnhardt. I'm sorry, that's Speedwell, not Kenseth. Looks like all the cars on the lead lap, about all the cars are going to pit.
Yeah,
now in the pits, I am in the forward part of the pit booth. I don't think you'll be able to see me, but my ex-husband is handing the second gas can. He got, Dad would always put my husband's to work like helping out, he'll give the second gas can. Like he handed it to that guy. But you don't see him on the camera until in the end when they win. Hi, Gamer. Good to see ya. Thank you. Gosh, we leave today. We leave today. I mean, we leave tomorrow. Today we button everything up. Oh my God, I'm just like so nervous. Oh, wait a minute. Let me. Like, I'm looking. I want to back that up just a split second because I didn't check out this pit stop. All right, we got Earnhardt pitting first. We're right behind him. I'm actually like at the tail end of Earnhardt's car, like standing back behind the wall about 6 feet. But like I said, my ex-husband at the time, he's handing the second gas can to the guy. So they're gonna show now. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Am I anywhere? No blonde head. No blonde head. I'm like right in here. Like when they'll show, let me see, there's the pit box. The second gas can standing here. Doug's holding that. And like I said, I'm a blonde head like somewhere in, like there. But let me look again. Still see nothing. There's Doug's with the second can, ready to hand it. There's Tim's wife. My dad's somewhere here. I don't know where. But when they would come for pit stops, if I was standing here or sitting here, I would like get up and move back here, like behind the pit boxes. Because the last thing I want to do is step on a stupid hose or something and cause a race, you know? But they're all like going back. Let's see, that's Doug right here, my ex-husband, standing there. My dad, I don't know where he is, but he's there. And I'm back here somewhere, like I said. Out of the way. I only know because I actually saw myself in like that, when they all like jumped off the wall cheering, I could see me in the background.
Elton is going to gain some track position there. They had a great pit stop, 4 tires and gas for them, and most everybody else in the field.
Looked like, though, that there may have been a problem on Kevin LePage's pit stop. It was a little longer than he would have liked it, so he lost a lot of track position.
I think they either put a spring in the left rear or took one out of the left rear. I saw them working on the left rear. It looked like they threw rubber out of the car, which would loosen it up just a little bit.
Here's Joe Bessie, and Bill has an update on Joe.
Bob, he lost a couple of spots. He started to take off. They left the wedge wrench in the rear of the car, so he had to stop. The crew had to run down pit road and yank that out, so that cost him precious seconds.
Thanks, Gamer.
Here on pit road.
And for some reason, Ron Hornaday did not pit that first time by with all the other lead lap cars. So he will now have to go back again in the 20s. He's worked his way up to about 15th, and now he'll go back to probably about 25th spot.
We talked about Kevin LePage and his pit stop. Here he is entering the pits, and we'll see what happens. Ooh, he comes right up on, who was that?
Mike Dillon car.
Yeah.
The 72
Phew, it's almost like 9 a.m. in
Sure
the East Coast. Today's our last day buttoning everything up. I'm going to have to take my computer down, and if all goes well, I'll be back up and running Friday. So, yeah. It's getting there. I'm getting nervous. I mean, I'm only nervous about, like, the travel. I just want to get up there safely, everything work out well, and so far everything has.
I don't think you did either. Where's Earnhardt?
He's second.
That's a third
Sure.
car.
You're right.
Where's Earnhardt?
You can do anything you want. Because I don't know about that
He's
stuff.
fallen way back in the serial scoring.
He is at the end. There we see Earnhardt. He has fallen back to 24th spot. He must have come back in the pits once again.
Yep. Because he was up there in second position. They are penalizing him because he cut through the grass, they're saying.
And see, Tony, you're arguing with Chip Warren, the official.
Bill, what are they talking about?
What they're claiming, Bob, is that the green flag signaling that the pits were to open did not come out till after Earnhardt had already gone by. So he was told, saw the pits were open, saw the field going in, and had to come across the grass to get on the pit road. They put him at the rear of the field for that.
Well, this is going to be interesting to watch him move up through the traffic now. He is back in 24th position. Ed Barrier, the leader of the race, the driver who won earlier this year at Hickory to pick up his one and only NASCAR World Series win, and also breaking a record of most starts without a win.
And here's Trickle's chance to get a lap back because he's got the 77 car. Barrier out there with.
This is a tricky restart.
And he does. Now
Dad's working as crew chief for the second race. He joined Base Motorsports in Talladega, I think he said. But anyway, this is race number 2. He's with Tim. And my dad at Flat Tracks, he got the setup. Like, his whole theory is based on this stuff.
Dick Trickle is back on the lead lap in 25th position. Now the battle is for
Stelly and I just had an Italian sub for breakfast. I know, I bought like all this traveling food. So, like, the last thing I have to do is like make sure everything in the kitchen up high is down low so nothing flies out of a cabinet. And
before we're going to need fuel. If we get another caution by then, everybody will probably
oh,
so we figure we might as well
because of a water leak on the rear of the camper, we've needed to replace that entire back wall. So what we're going to do is kind of build a little mini frame inside and bolt everything securely so nothing shimmies and shakes and wiggles. We got to do that today too, and pick up the last few minute things. I got to jump to the post office, make sure that's all set. And yeah, tomorrow.
34 car of
last minute connect with the driver, make sure everything's cool. ETA, blah blah blah. Like I said, I'm not nervous about where I'm going because I know the area very well. I'm just nervous about making sure we get there safely and incident-free.
Here is Elton Sawyer now, also to the inside of Glenn Allen.
I'll breathe a big sigh of relief when I'm up on that mountain.
Lead at the beginning of the restart.
I'll come on my camera live in a minute. I'm just trying to like fill my belly.
Jr. has
so I can get the day going.
So he's gained 5 positions since the green flag dropped. Here's Mike McLaughlin, who's in 5th spot.
Barry's running pretty doggone good with those old tires on that Lear car. That'll shoot the leader, 10 feet away.
.72 laps completed here, 10 feet away, with about 3/4 of a second lead over Matt Kenseth. We'll be right back.
So now we're in the lead.
Third caution of the day waves over Nazareth Speedway. The number 5 car of Barney McRae spun down in corner number 4 or 5, whichever. I don't think he hit anything, but it has brought out the caution.
Now we see Ron Hornaday going toward pit road. And the 77 car once again chose not to pit.
So Ed Barrier is staying out there.
Only 75 laps, 76 now have been run. Phil Parsons coming down pit road.
Yep. also is coming in for a pit stop in the 36 car. There's Phil Parsons as he makes his way down pit road at 40 miles an hour, Bill.
And he had just lost a couple of positions on the racetrack, so they're come out, they're going to make a tire pressure adjustment and a big wedge adjustment, clean off the grill, top off the fuel. And
If you notice, they went down equally, well, actually up equally on both.
Then Phil Parsons will go back out on the track, but he's giving up precious track position by stopping here. Ray Dunlap.
Well, Bill, we saw the Kingsford Charcoal Chevrolet number 59 come in, which is Ron Hornaday. The reason they had to pit again was the last time the caution came out, the crew did not tell Ron to pit early enough, so he had to slide across to get in there, and they only got right side tires on that car. So this time they came in to put lefts on it. So now he's got some pretty fresh tires on the 59.
The caution is still out here. They're going to go at least one more lap before we go back to racing, so we'll take a break. It's Tim Fedewa leading the First Union 200 here at Nazareth. World coverage of the First Union 200 at Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania, being brought to you by Shell, moving at the speed of life. By the more than 1,900 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by Luxair Air Conditioning Dealer, your local source for high-efficiency, dependable home comfort. Just as you rejoin us, we go green from our third caution of the afternoon, caused by the spin. Trying to get a lap back here. Tim Fedewa, the leader of the race, in 33.
That's Mark Grove. The 80 car also had visions of getting a lap back from the leader. He was not able to do it. We see the 17. Matt Kendall, that's in second place. Elton Sawyer, 38, is third.
Both try to get to the inside of Krogh. Mark Krogh. Squeezing in there. Barrier made it work. Ed Barrier running in fourth spot. McLaughlin is in fifth. Oh, we got
the back straightaway, Troll on the back straightaway. Caution is out.
Oh my goodness. This is a game changer.
Dillon's in that. We see the 59 car. Hornaday's in that. Geoff Purvis. Phil Parsons just gets his car rolling. Joy McCarthy at 41.
Wow, that was a...
Is that Earnhardt? Is that... Yes, Dale Earnhardt's in the crash. We see the back of his car torn up. And here comes... And also the front's torn up. Tracy Less is in there. Oh, my goodness.
Well, Earnhardt was moving up. He was up to about 17th position from this 24th restart spot, because of the violation that NASCAR ruled against him. Let's take a look at how all this occurred.
There we see the 72 car had run in the back of LePage. When he backed off and hit the brakes, then Earnhardt ran into the 72 car, and then all of a sudden, there's no place for the cars to go. Just all jammed up.
Cars spinning and hitting the wall everywhere over there in the backstretch. Here it is from another angle. Purvis in the 4, Dillon the 72. There's Earnhardt making contact. Blaze Alexander also involved, the 73 of Brian Wall.
10 car, Phil Parsons spun.
Yes, it is. A lot of bent machinery over there. Looks like Blaze Alexander's car still over there. And there is Dale Earnhardt Jr. and the damage that was sustained by his car. Andy Santerre is in the pits. He was involved. Has some body damage. Ray, how serious is it?
Well, Bob, it looks pretty bad on the front end of the number 47 Monroe car for Andy Santerre. He's had some good runs here at this racetrack. He finished 5th and 6th in a Busch North race, but it appears like today it's not going to be a good finish for him. They're looking it over, but I think they may have got the radiator, and when that happens, it's pretty bad.
And here comes Earnhardt down pit road. Bill Weber, he's headed toward you.
And his AC Delco Chevy is a mess. The front's bashed in, the sides are caved in, the rear end is partially ripped away. They'll try and pull the sheet metal out the first time and then send him around and bring him back in. They're going to have to cut part of the sheet metal off the left front. Tony Uri Jr. had just told me this was their #1 concern when they were put at the back of the field, that you can only come through the pack so many times.
Right. All 4 tires pointing in the right direction. That's most important.
For more repairs here briefly.
And what he's trying to do right now is just stay on the lead lap. Tony Uri Sr. looked up, saw the pace car coming, and said, look, let him go. We're just going to try to save all the laps we can because we've got some serious problems here. Yes, and he does. He does not lie about that.
There is parts dropping off that car as it goes around. Well, the good news from all this was, Benny, that Glenn Allen did make up his lap, so he's back on the lead lap, but a lot of bent machinery from a multi-car accident in Nazareth. Well, there's the scene of this crash that we have had on the 82nd lap here, and they're still cleaning up. There were about 9 cars involved in the incident. We'll show it to you once again.
Once again, watch the 3 car. Dale Earnhardt Jr., boom. And look, the car gets off the ground. Geoff Purvis comes into the same.
Everybody checked up. At the worst part.
3 car in the left front. And other cars with no place to go. You see the wall on the inside, wall on the outside. You're running through a tunnel back there. There's nothing you can do. And watch again as this track blocker gets started.
Cars going everywhere. Now from Kevin LePage's onboard camera, everything will be behind him, and maybe we can see how it started.
See, what happened was he ran up on the back of Jeff Green. That's Jeff Green driving the Dr. Pepper car. When he backed off, then that's when Mike Dillon ran in the back of him, and the 3 car ran in the back of Mike Dillon. One of those chain reaction deals. Bill Weber?
Well, Earnhardt Jr. back on pit road. He has shut off the motor. They've torn away a bunch of the sheet metal. They've cut off the brake ducts or the air ducts that'll help cool the brakes. They've banged off the sheet metal, the TV panel on the rear of the car. They've taken a hammer to try and clear away the filler valve for the gasoline so they'll still be able to fuel the car. But he's losing precious time here on pit road. Here's Ray.
Well, Bill, the Detroit Gasket Chevrolet is still running. Mike Dillon anxious to get back out of the pits, but they have that same problem that their gas filler is crunched up. So whenever he gets low on fuel, they're going to have to do some serious work to get fuel in that car.
There you saw a list of the drivers involved in the incident. We're going to have a nice scrambling of the point standings because 2 of the drivers in the top 5.
Hammer to try and clear away the filler valve for the gasoline so they'll still be able to fuel the car. But he's losing precious time here on pit road. Here's Ray.
Well, Bill, the Detroit Gasket Chevrolet is still running. Mike Dillon anxious to get back out of the pits, but they have that same problem that their gas filler is crunched up, so whenever he gets low on fuel, they're going to have to do some serious work to get fuel in that car.
There you saw a list of the drivers involved in the incident.
I think that's me right there. I know I was
nice
talking off mic.
of the point standings because 2 of the drivers in the top 5 have experienced problems. Randy
We were in the
LaJoie,
pit right
5th
behind
in the
Dale
standings
Jr.
Going into this race is already out of the race, and he's going to finish 42nd. And Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, I was muted.
In that most recent crash. Don't forget RPM tonight coming up to give you the story on all the big events in the world of motorsports, including Bubble Day at Indianapolis. We'll have NHRA highlights and, of course, highlights from this event. It's at 7 o'clock tonight Eastern on the news.
Yeah, I was saying I was in the pit box right behind Junior.
It is indeed, but
I'm going to come on the screen here. I was just finishing up something to eat. We're getting ready to head out. After I get done this stream, I'm going to be breaking down my computer and headed up to North Carolina.
Back to NAZARETH Speedway in Pennsylvania for
Come back on the TV. Oh man. I have so much running around in my brain right now. You just got no idea. I'm not hitting on all burners.
5 o'clock Eastern this afternoon.
Here I am.
7 spots remained
I've been up.
open
I had
after
a shower.
yesterday's
I actually
round of qualifying.
like blow dried my hair, did my makeup, and I never do that. None of that. And I gotta go out and do all our last minute errands. Confirm with the driver what time we're leaving. Pull all our slides in on our RV.
That he can't save. Just stay in the lead lap, so they're.
And I was muted. I was saying I was in the pit area of the Kleenex car because Dad was crew chief and second race crew chief at Base Motorsports. So, yeah.
If he can hang on the lead lap here with 88 on the board, he can probably go.
This is kind of a really fun race. I was glad I was at it. It was this race in Hickory, I think, of the last ones I've been to NASCAR-wise. I mean, I've been to New Smyrna and Volusia and stuff.
Phil is still on the lead lap as Earnhardt comes
Thank
back
you.
on
I
the
hope I
race
have a safe
again.
trip, too.
Make that 5 laps down now.
Fingers
And the field has
crossed.
been given
My
the one
little
to go
van
to.
got 200,000 plus miles on her. She just got to go 500 miles now.
Very, very good here this
We
afternoon.
hired a
And
company
involved
to
in the
move
crash,
the
now
RV.
Just a victim of circumstances.
And we're going to a home that I'm very familiar with. I've lived there for a couple of years. So at that particular location, and I've lived in that town from 2013 to 2020. So I lived in that town for 7 years. Lived in that county for 27 years. So I'm very familiar. And looking forward to the peace and quiet of the mountains in a town of 90 people. My son and I will make 92.
On this racetrack where you have to make turns because there's so many turns on the track.
There are more horses in the town than people.
And that time also, Bill Weber pointed out something.
That fresh air.
Made a late pit stop.
Easy living.
All the fuel in the car he could, trying to make it to the end.
Bonfires, no regulations. I can live in an RV if I want. Florida gets stupid on that.
Laps to go now to the halfway point of this 200 laps here in Nazareth.
It's just like awesome. To be honest, to live in the woods is awesome. For me, like it ain't for everybody.
And Matt Kenseth are side by side coming out of 4 or 5 onto the straightaway.
Going back to where I built my little cabin. That will be my outro. I'll bring up my cabin. I built a cabin. Okay, long story short, sick boyfriend with epilepsy and schizophrenia, dangerous combination. I took my tent and I went and I lived in my friend's backyard. Well, because of rain and such, I built a cover over my tent. And then that transformed into a loft and a cabin and a shower and a whole kitchen and the whole thing on an 8x8, like 64 square feet was the bottom, and upstairs was the loft where I slept. My dog climbed the ladder. I mean, no joke. This place was like cool as shit. To me, anyway. But I'm like one that I built this with a bow saw, which is like a bow. It's like a bow and a blade, and it saws through wood with this coarse blade like nothing. You don't need a power saw, nothing. I mean, I got them now. I didn't need it at the time, but I built this with a bow saw and a cordless drill. I had power and water, and I had a camp toilet that I have to empty every week. But now I'm gonna move my RV there and hook that up to the to everything. And yeah, so I'll have this home, and then a little cabin I can play with, maybe for an art studio or something, which would be cool.
20 cars on the lead lap.
But yeah, my outro will be my little cabin I built with my bare hands, and I'm really proud that I did that. And I'm not talking years ago. I'm talking 2019, I think.
He's running 7th, and right
2018 to 19.
car is driven by Ted Christopher. There's Buckshot Jones, who is
But it was like I had everything I needed. If you have a hot shower,
and Buckshot Jones gets it.
that's like if you live out in the woods, that's like the one biggest thing. You have to have a hot shower. And what I did was buy one of those portable on-demand hot water heaters that you hook up to a propane bottle. And that's, I mean, when you go from living in a cabin and taking cold showers and washing like sponge baths and stuff, and you actually get a hot running shower, it's like changes the game. You can accomplish anything.
But that lap traffic thing is irritating a lot of guys on the lead lap down here. Several have had conversation with NASCAR officials along pit road. Kenseth's team is one of those. They say they're not getting any help from these guys that are several laps off the pace, and that cost Kenseth his spot.
Running water is great, but you don't have to have it. You can lug water. A wood stove for heat, great as long as you have resources to burn.
I'm sure that the guys the lap down would love to get out of the way, but really, truly, where do they go to get out of the way?
That's it. There you go.
So it's tough to get off the throttle and let somebody by.
And I also know that the woods are abundant with natural resources as far as food. Creasy salad is everywhere. There's mullein. There's what they call a Jerusalem artichoke. It's like a potato. I mean, and the land is so fertile. Like every seed I've ever thrown in the land has grown.
Wow. Elton Sawyer brings it in. Ray, what happened?
Bob, pretty simple to explain this one. A big disappointment down here for the Barbasol team as they have broken the engine on the 38 car.
And he has taken it right back to the hauler. It is over
Scully, you
for
wake
Elton
up?
Sawyer.
My puppy finished
Keep the sharp objects away from
sub from yesterday. My dad's running with that car right there. Like I said, I actually got to be at this race.
Second advantage over Mike McLaughlin.
I was married to a guy from Pennsylvania at the time, and we stopped here on our trip back home. We went to Pennsylvania and then like to Johnstown, and then stopped here in Nazareth on the way home back to North Carolina. There's a gas man with that. That was my dad up there in the booth, like next to Tim's wife.
Tim Fedewa has a 2.5-second advantage on Mike McLaughlin as we are at the 105 lap mark. McLaughlin has his hands full with Jason Keller.
I love this track. I just absolutely, it's flat. It's only like, what, one turn is 3 degrees, one's 4 degrees, one's 5 degrees. It was like a kart series, the IMSA competitive series. I'm not IMSA, the Indy competitive series. Back when all that went on, and the status of the track right now is it's for sale, but only agricultural because Speedway was it. Whoever owns Whoever owns the Glen owns this. And I have a feeling it's like the France family. Because there's a non-compete. If they ever sold it, they couldn't ever race there again. Because of the compete with Pocono. Now, to me, it was built for Indy racing. And right now, as it sits, it's been closed 15 going on 20 years. Longer than Wilkesboro at the time that they revived Wilkesboro. Wilkesboro was closed longer. I still think it's salvageable at least to scan. I mean, I know they got all these damn stinking rules, but I've watched some recent videographers go in the last 2 or 3 years, and it's not in bad shape. It's not in as bad shape as everyone's crying. Everyone's crying, oh, this tree's growing up through this turn or that turn or whatever. Chainsaw, boom, done. You know, scan the damn track and stop being stupid. Because this is a historic track. It's got to do with the Andretti's. It's got to do with the Penskes. I think Penske sold it to the friggin' France family, and I love NASCAR. It brought me my whole life, basically from the modifieds up. But what they do to their competitors is like bullshit. And that's just all I will say on that, because there's so many things pending to do with that. But we always knew it was their sandbox, but they've really taken advantage of the teams and the people that built the sport and threw it in their face with their next-gen car. All the research, all the blood, sweat, and tears went into developing a model that worked, and it was booming in the 90s. This was 1998. Our sport was booming, and that's the model that worked. And if they don't want to go back to it, it's their dumbass stupid problem. I'll go to a short track before I'll buy a NASCAR ticket. But that's just me. I mean, everybody likes racing their own way. But I saw the underbelly, and I've seen what they do to the teams. Teams are bringing these wonderful sponsors, and NASCAR steals them. So, and builds towers. I mean, you want to, like, go drive by Daytona on International Speedway Boulevard, and you see where the money went. You know, all you got to do is look at all those towers and crap. And meanwhile, the teams that love the sport, like my family, like a lot of these second, third, fourth generation families racing and keeping the sport going, we do it for the love of motorsports and just tolerate NASCAR. NASCAR's like a fly in the room. NASCAR's like the airplane going over you, pay no mind to it, you know it's there. We race because we love it. And I know that's not a popular opinion, but we'll see how that all works. Yeah, it definitely should be preserved, especially if you look into Mario Andretti's history and him and his brothers and stuff, and how they ended up building this track. And it's just the whole thing is like a controversial Indy versus kart time, but it served a purpose. Like, it was the teams rising up and saying, no, you're not going to take advantage of us. And so what else would NASCAR do but buy up a track that's controversial to the system, right? But, you know, we do it because we truly love going fast. We would race lawnmowers if that's all that was available. And they know it. I mean, and they just know it. You know? Right now we got an IROC series they call in NASCAR, where all the cars are the same. You can't make no changes, and the faster they get, the more unsafe they make them by taking away spoiler, by taking away tire, by taking everything, taking away grip, taking away downforce, taking away everything that makes a car handle and makes the driver be able to maneuver out of a situation and make it unsafe and make it like this little freaking Mork from frickin' orb once it gets airborne. I got daughter of a car builder. I got my opinions. I knew everything was safety and innovation, and by golly,
4 cautions for a total of 27 laps.
I don't know if we're going there. There's just so many things. But anyway, the old model worked. You know, light bulb. The old model worked.
And now Tim Feet with the leader.
Yeah.
In the Kleenex
automobile.
The 73 car driven by Brian Wall from Sandown, New Hampshire.
I get on a rant. I just can't stand it. I can't stand what they've done to our sport sometimes. And I mean, we played with all the theories and the innovation and found what worked and what was stronger and what was better brakes and what was better tires. And then they just smashed it all up, threw it in the trash, and said, we're gonna build this next gen piece of shit.
North Series drivers, he finished 25th here at Nazareth last year.
I mean, it's IROC on steroids. That's all it is. And I loved IROC because it had its place. All the drivers from every walk of motorsports, all in identical cars. Great idea. But not for your top division. And like all that whining of the Chevy versus Ford, and we're going to take away a half-inch spoiler this, and we'll give you that, and we're going to take away tire. Like, why don't you just give them a damn soapbox for every car or something? You know, you don't want them driving it. You just want them to push it down a hill. So, I mean, I don't know. We paid with lives with families that went on the road. I was just a little part of it. I was just a little kid growing up in it. And no, we did not go to school like full time. We did not have perfect attendance. We raced 4 nights a week. We took our homework on the road. We didn't go into the bleachers because it was expensive. Dad was working. We were those people out in the Yahoo section in the campers doing our homework so Dad could race. And like everybody sacrificed a little. We sacrificed a little. Some people gave their damn lives. It's just like, and now we got this next gen piece of shit that has no link to nothing. It just makes me mad. It makes me upset. And I shouldn't, because I love racing. I gotta remember, I love racing. I love the short tracks. I love cars. And, it's gonna get back on track. I mean, water finds its own level. I mean, it'll evolve. But the old model worked, and it's important. It's important to maybe, really look at that old model that worked. But, it doesn't fit their stock portfolios, I guess. So, I don't know. We race because we love going fast. We love, building a car that beats the guy next door.
Ruptured a gas tank when he backed into the fence. No fire, but
it's fun. It's like a puzzle. Chassis stuff's like solving a puzzle. You got one roll center, 4 tires touch the pavement. Make all those 4 tires open.
Early crash. And Jones are battling for the runner-up position.
We heard Ricky Pearson say 28.90.
But it's hard looking back at this race. There's so many people in this race that lost their lives racing or flying to a race. It's how many times I've jumped in a plane and said, oh, okay, you got a seat. It could have gone down. I mean, this is what we did to race. Mom wasn't,
lap before Buckshot.
All the shrinks say, oh, you didn't have a normal dad that cut the lawn on Saturday and this and that. Well, no, but I didn't want that. I liked this, I really did.
Former competitor in the BUSCH North Series.
It's a great life if you don't crack up. Because it is demanding, but it's worth it.
And 93.
I think Buckshot really, truly just backed off.
My eyes are so bad.
Get him some racetrack to get his rhythm back. We heard this.
Hello, MP. Good to see you.
You get up close to somebody and you lose your rhythm because all of a sudden.
This race at Nazareth to me is pretty special. Number 1, I was there. Number 2, my dad's team won. And I was also explaining to my husband that you don't always get the outside pole and always win. But it was one of them perfect races. And Dad's working with a 33, and I've been able to a few times pick out my blonde head in the pit area that day. So. Ted Christopher died in a modified accident. His nephew's running today at Stafford. Dad worked with Dylan back in '96. He's the motor guy. Tim Feeder will go to that. No, maybe not. I'm wrong. No, I'm right. 36, I think. Feeder will go to next year, and my dad will join him for a little bit. But this is actually, chronologically, the second race that Dad... Oh, okay. Yeah, the mule. I did a little of that in the beginning. I'm moving tomorrow back to that town. And so this would be my last stream in the morning until Friday. But, yeah. Getting packed to move the RV from Florida. Like I said, my dad retired down here in Daytona area. And I came down here for about 5 years, but I'm going to head back and bring my RV up there. To my old camp lot at a friend's house and free up little cash flows so I can do a little more racing. I have to fly back down to Florida and get with Dad. We're going to drive up to race in Massachusetts, a race reunion, car reunion.
Coming down this front stretch. Can he do it?
So horsepower, mule power. Oh, that is so cute. So your dog knows mules.
That's why he had to back off. He saw the slower car.
My dog, when I don't have it plugged into my headset, she'll see the videos. She's on Main Street in one of my videos.
That's Geoff Crow, the Clearwater Forest Industries car. The yellow
But the main
car on
reason for the
high
trip is my lease is up here in Florida, and the price is going up astronomically for this park. It was always inexpensive, and over the last 2 years, they've the price has gone outrageous. And then this last lease is renewing in October, and I'm like, I tap out. I'm like, okay, y'all win. You win. I've been here 5 years. It kind of stinks, but it's not stinking to go back to North Carolina. I like it up there, so it's not terrible.
all of a sudden he is in front of the leader. If that whatever happened to the leader was a car.
But I do got to live within my means, and this little expensive part of Florida is not in the budget anymore. Not on my retirement. Oh my goodness. It all sucks. Oh, cool. What do you stream, actually? Racing.
And Buckshot Jones is trying to become the 40th, make it the 40th time that the driver has won back-to-back in this series. The last to do it was Elliott Sadler last year at Myrtle Beach.
If you stream, I'll click your follow here.
Bill Weber, what's the pit strategy that everybody's talking about?
That's just it, Bob. They're not talking about it, so everybody has to make one more stop. Nobody can go the distance.
Okay, Liz, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you Friday. Thank you. Oh, Buckshot hit the wall.
Is spinning and blasting the wall. Man, he hit it hard. And the car stops right in the middle of the racetrack. But fortunately, the spotters will tell their drivers that there is a car blocking the track, and they will take evasive action.
Buckshot had a run on the 34 car going
night, girl.
He tried
Peace
to get
out.
alongside when he realized that McLaughlin was not there. McLaughlin was going to come down. We hear Ricky Pearson asking if the car is moving.
Yeah, move it, Tony. Don't look like it'll roll. I thought I seen it spin in the tires.
Wow. Another driver in the top 5 in the point standings has problems. Buckshot 4th going into this race. This is the 5th caution flag of the afternoon. Here it is again.
Diving in the corner. He thought he might have a run, but here he gets there and says, uh-oh.
He's there. Oops, not.
Actually, McLaughlin gave him the room, but when he
he
had to
brake locked up.
He spun the
A lot of
car
brake
and
here
get
at
some
Nazareth.
heavy
Very
contact.
flat.
When in driver's side, here's another angle. He had committed to the spot, but then
Watch, he loses the house.
could not hold it.
Keep the tires and light the fire.
Against the wall.
And you see the McLaughlin did in fact give him the
roll. And
Okay, we're coming up in the
cars on the
pits.
lead lap coming
Might
in
see
for
me
pit
again,
stops.
maybe. I don't know for sure.
Genoa, McLaughlin, Keller, Kenson, Bessie, Sadler.
Dad's
Sadler,
crew chief up on the box, so you won't see him because he's up high. My ex will hand the second can of gas, but you're not going to see him either
Bottom of your screen, Bill Weber right there.
because of the angle. I checked this out last night.
Tires for everybody, plenty of fuel to go to distance. 143 laps already on the board. Tim has his right side. Sadler's right behind him. Elliott Sadler, he already has brights. Now they come around to the left side. It'll be left for the 33. Also for the 66, which is right behind him. Left's going on the 17 behind them. Jason Kelly first out of the pit, but he left a wedge race in the car. That's a horse race. 29 and 66.
Yep, couldn't see me because I was like...
Back. You can't race.
Thank you for the follow.
got out a little too quickly.
Oh, man, what a tough break. A team that really needs a good run with Jason Keller. And now he's
Okay, like they said, Fedewa now has not won a race since 95, and here it's 3 years later, 98, my dad's second week with the team.
Ball still on pit road. Now he's down off the jacks.
I know that Tim has given Dad credit in a lot of, like, I've heard him in interviews recently, like, of the past, and gave Dad credit and stuff. And I think it was probably his most successful year. He will end up with 2 wins. And when Dad came on board, they were about 16th in points. And I believe they're going to finish 7th or 8th in points. So Dad definitely helped them improve.
4 tires.
If I can run one more of these ads, because we'll get it out of the way, and we won't maybe have ads till the end.
Over 50 laps to go.
Earnhardt's car is still working on it.
And those cars not on the lead lap, moving back onto the racetrack, and the leader is Geoff Purvis. And Tim Fedewa will be second. Buckshot Jones into the wall. That's the reason why we're under our 5th caution of the afternoon.
BRB.
ESPN Speed World on hand today at Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania for the first Union 200 for the Busch Series of NASCAR. Under our 5th caution, they're still cleaning up the racetrack over there where Buckshot Jones hit the wall. Now, the leader of the race is Geoff.
Yes, Sterling will have issues. I think it's Sterling in the 40.
He pitted on lap 89. It's now lap 146. He did not pit. He was involved in that big crash on the backstretch, and right now, I would guess these guys are planning on going the rest of the way without stopping.
The question is, will his tires hold up? Ray?
Well, Bob, the situation down here is they don't have any choice because they've used up all the tires that the Busch Grand National Series officials have allotted to them. So because of that crash back there, they had to put on a bunch of tires. And I asked crew chief Johnny Allen, can you make it all the way on gas? He said, I guess we'll find out.
Yes, we will. This is the first time that Geoff Purvis has led in Busch Series competition in 1998. There's Buckshot's car. They're having a heck of a time getting in on the rollback.
Boy, they're having a tough time getting that car loaded up. Once again, here's what happened. This is a battle for second spot between Buckshot, and Mike McLaughlin. They go in the corner, and Buckshot all of a sudden decided, I better not try that. When he tried to slow down, he spun, and bam, he backed it in the fence. Wow.
Another angle. He's okay, but man, did he take a shot.
And we have not established that Buckshot's okay, but I'm guessing that he is, because I thought that I saw him start.
Wow,
the
this
car
is
up
a
and
big
try to
cleanup.
get the car rolling once he crashed.
Yeah,
but
well,
it
we
would
could
not
hard
roll,
hit.
So that's what the rollback is there for.
I think we heard him on the radio too, saying he was trying to get the car started.
With this flat track, the minute you lose it, you go right to the wall.
Yes, there sure is. Of the first Union 200.
Traffic, well, this vibration caused by this problem with the tire was also holding him back. Now he's got 4 good years, and he's hoping to race his way into victory lane again.
There's Matt Kenseth back in 3rd position.
All these guys diving down to the inside. They get a car up there with used tires like Geoff Purvis, and they're lapped down. It's almost like a shark smelling blood. They said, man, let
This
me
is
out
weird,
there.
like
Let me up there.
all those cars in front, they couldn't pit again because they're out of tires per the tire rule here. And it changed from track to track a lot of times in the Busch Series. It was like a cost savings thing to limit tire changing.
In April of 1997.
Geoff Krog on the inside. Geoff Purvis on the outside.
Today they have a lot more jet blowers and things like that rather than mops.
They're going to be
gigantic car length advantage. Some heavy contact between Trickle and Preston, and they're 3 abreast.
Wide. That's 89 of John Preston in the middle.
Ernie Saddle, the 29 car, the DeWalt car. He had a great pit stop, was up to 4 spots.
In one lap, Geoff Purvis, because of all that lap traffic, able to extend his advantage to 2 1/4 seconds.
This 89 car, we see Trickle looking back, will be driven next week by Jeff Fuller. They tell me a deal put together last night. That's Matt Kenseth directly in front of Dick Trickle. There's the leader. There's second place going by. That time, 2 1/4 second advantage for Purvis.
It was the fastest car in the top 6 that last lap, running a lap of 1:23.410. Next quick was Fedewa, 1:22.7. There is Fedewa running in second spot. Kenseth is right behind him in third. Well, Geoff Purvis has 2 career Busch Series wins. His most recent one came in August of 1996 at Michigan. We all remember that.
Yes, we do. Ran about 1 million miles on a tank of gas.
At least. Ray is standing by with Buckshot Jones, who crashed not too long ago.
Yeah, I sure am, Bob, and it takes 200 laps here to get a good finish. You had 140 good laps, but the 00 car's on the rollback. What happened?
Oh, the Mayor I can still Pontiac can run good all day, and they're just trying to bide their time. Got a little bit of a run on Mike. They kind of realized, you know, there wasn't enough room to get up underneath them, and I don't know, I was working the brakes pretty hard and ended up locking them up there just a little bit, and away she went. But I don't know. Say you wish you would have done this or done that different, but yeah, that's just one of them racing deals.
Top of the race, some problems between you and Randy LaJoie. He's going to be the first car lifted out today. What happened there?
I don't know. I think me and him were a little bit faster than the rest of the cars. Everybody's bunched up. You know, I got to run on him a couple times and then just, you know, kind of backed off. And going down here, I don't know. Everybody must have checked up or got all the brakes pretty hard. And I had so much momentum going in, you know, just got in the back of them. It's nothing intentional. You know, me and Randy don't have a problem with each other. At least I don't have a problem with him. So it isn't something that's being brought up from last year. That's last year's deal.
Absolutely. Well, the good thing is Buckshot Jones is okay. But, guys, right now he's got to walk down to his hauler, and to get there he's got to go by Randy LaJoie.
Well, Tim Fedewa is trying his best to get up and challenge Purvis. He only has 2 lap cars now between himself and Purvis. Grubb and Cope.
And now they've got the racetrack just about blocked as Cope tries to get on the inside of Grubb. Oh, but now Fedewa gets a run off the corner. Can he do it? Yes, he gets by Cope or gets alongside of him. Dick Trickle will follow. That's a battle for position. Trickle move into the 16th spot, but Cope back to 17th. Jim car.
Now let's see if Tim can pass that slower car of Grubb. Yes, he does. Clear. Now clear sailing up to the front, and the leader, Geoff Purvis, will check the interval here as they come by. There, Purvis hits the line, and Fedewa, the interval is 2.88 seconds.
So we'll see next time just how much faster that Tim Fedewa is with those 4 fresh tires. But again, we've run a few laps. He's used some of those tires. It's like chewing gum. You know, that first 2 or 3 chews is so good, and then the more you chew it, the more distasteful it becomes. That's tires.
Anything that relates to food or anything like that, Parsons.
Yes.
Okay, let's check it now. 124.2, 125.5 for Tim Fedewa, so he was more than a mile an hour quicker.
And the last time he was 2.88 seconds behind, this time 2.58. So he's gaining 0.3 of a second per lap on the leader.
There's Matt Kenseth, who's running in 3rd spot, and he has now that traffic between himself and Fedewa. Reduced it to 2.14 seconds, Fedewa did.
So he gained 0.4 that time.
Here's the on-track AutoZone interval showing that the interval went up there between Purvis and Fedewa.
Because of the traffic. We saw Fedewa battling, trying his best to get through that traffic, and now he lost 9/10 of a second, but now he's free of it, and he is closing right in on the back bumper. Now just a second and 3/4 behind the leader, Geoff Purvis.
And he has plenty of time to catch him. We have 38 more laps to go. Side-by-side battling here. Kitson and Hutter are side-by-side. Hutter not on the same lap as Kitson.
And there's a battle for the third spot between the 17 and the 34.
And now you see that after Fedewa was able to clear that traffic, how he has reduced that interval from 2.7 to 2.1 seconds there between laps 157 and 161.
And we see that Fedewa, how much faster he is than Geoff Purvis.
Bill Weber has an update on Fedewa.
Well, Bob, he did a magnificent job weaving his way through that lap traffic, and he had superior coaching. Vic Kangas was on the radio telling him to take your time. There are a lot of laps left. Be very, very patient. He was patient and maybe a little bit lucky. The left front tire on Fedewa's car has no yellow Goodyear paint on it. So he definitely rubbed against somebody, but he patiently got through the lap cars. Now he's trying to rope in the leader.
Well, you can see now the interval is just that much. It's down to really a matter of car lengths. Fedewa knocked a half-second off the last
See,
lap,
they just mentioned Dad. That was really cool.
Tenths of a second off of that lap. So indeed, Tim Fedewa is catching Geoff Purvis, who took over the lead during the most recent caution, did not pit.
Now that person saying nice and smooth getting it done, that's not my dad. That probably was his spotter.
Different things. Fedewa needs, as soon as he catches Purvis, he needs to get by. As soon, because he's got that rhythm, that good rhythm going, he needs to get by as quick as he can. If he does, he can probably pull away from this.
My experience at the track, the only people that actually had mic communication with the driver during the green would be the spotter and the crew chief. Now, under the caution, everybody probably has the ability to talk, but it pretty much was etiquette that only the crew chief and spotter talk with the driver during the actual racing.
Dillon running back in 21st position, a lap down. Purvis trying to put him 2 laps down. Caution is out.
Caution is out. There's a car in the wall coming up with turn 2. And there's one in turn 1 also. Caution is out.
This track is so unique. It's got like 5 turns. And it's tricky. It's fast
that almost looks like
and
a
flat.
Randy Joy car, doesn't it?
Man, oh man. Heavy contact with both these cars.
Yep. Cope is moving, however. Well, Preston is not. And so it's the
I don't know of another
afternoon.
oval track, so to quote oval track, on the circuit that is the challenge of this track. And I really think that they should put it on
No, he rides
iRacing if possible.
road. We see John Preston.
Looks like the window net is down, and he's just simply
IRP might be a little similar, but smaller.
Boy, he hit 2.
But
and Cope pulled his
this
car
is
away
a unique
from the wall on the second corner.
Mm-hmm. Right side of your screen, watch Mike Cope up into the fence.
Yeah. And we see some pretty heavy contact with the fence with a 30 car.
Cope making his way to the pits with damage on both ends of the car. Well, we sure have seen some tore up equipment here this afternoon,
Yes,
haven't
we have.
Man, oh man. Including John Preston, whose car is still on the racetrack in turn number 1 as they re-shod the number 30 Slim Jim car.
Can you you go the distance, or will you pit?
We're kind of hoping so. I can let you know in about 29 laps. You know, it's a gamble either way. We can't afford to go back to the tail end of the lead lap cars without no tires to come in and put on. And, you know, with the NASCAR Busch Series rules, we don't, you know, we've used our allotted 2 sets. So we're hoping for the best.
Well, guys, they know that the 33 car is pretty fast, but they're just hoping that this long caution will be the thing that they needed to be able to make it to the checkered flag.
1 lap to go to green, 1 to go. Now we had 2 spins on the same lap. We'll take a look here.
Right along with Mike McLaughlin. He's right behind the 17 car, and there we see the 30 car going boom in the outside retaining wall. Trust me, he hit the outside retaining wall. You can't see this. Here's Shane Hall as he rides along John Preston.
Well, that explains that. We didn't know that Shane Hall had also spun, but he did, in fact, spinning down to the exit of the pits.
And Shane Hall did not hit anything. Put the car in gear and drove away, but unfortunately, John Preston hit the wall awfully hard.
So Tim Fedewa, after all that work he went through to reduce the interval, he should have waited a few laps for that caution that allowed him to really close up now on Geoff Purvis as the green flag comes out.
Gets a good jump. Trickle's on the inside, and Trickle will probably hold up speed with just enough.
Trickle getting between first and second. Very, very important. That means that Fedewa's going to have to battle to get around Trickle before he resumes his chase of Purvis.
See, now normally right now, the 4-car Geoff Purvis would let Dick Trickle go with ease, but he can't do that. He needs that buffer between he and the 33. He needs Trickle back there. James Finks, the owner of that 4-car, that last car, not here today, back home in Florida watching this and hoping that Trickle gets around. He is there, but Fedewa probably will go with him.
Let's see if he's able to go. Fedewa now wins.
Boy, Trickle, he's a lap down.
Trickle is a lap down, and Trickle gets his lap back.
And Fedewa was not able to take the spot away from Purvis.
Could not follow Trickle through. Now we see Fedewa go to the inside of Purvis. Is he going to be able to make that move into the back stretch?
Looks like he might be able to, Bob.
Yep, he's going to get the lead as they come down the back stretch.
Clear. Good job, buddy.
Kevin LePage also gets by, but LePage another car that is a lap down.
He's running in 16th position. So now Tim Fedewa goes back into the lead with 24 laps to go.
Now we see Mike McLaughlin, the white car, trying to close in on the back of Geoff Purvis.
Purvis second, McLaughlin is third, Kenseth is fourth, and Joe Bessie is running in 5th position. 6th would be Hermie Sadler. 7th is the 77 of Ed Barrier. 8th is Elliott Sadler. 9th is Glenn Allen. And 10th is Jason Keller, who ran up in the top 3 for a while. Earlier in the race, Tim Fedewa had the lead. He led from lap 67 to 145, a total of 78. And now he's back at the point again.
This car, Kevin LePage. Tell you what, Geoff Purvis is running pretty doggone good to be after as long as he has.
Yeah, he's got some really old tires on that thing, but he's able to maintain that second spot by about 0.6 of a second.
Oh, we got a crash down in the corner. Oh, look out.
Hermie Sadler into the wall, and we're going to have at least one other car involved.
My goodness, guys.
Middle of the racetrack.
Come on. It's a really tough track.
Patty Louise race, I think.
And the caution is out once again.
Yes, it was. Patty, the Rhodes Furniture Ford.
Yeah, she got tangled up with somebody as they both braked to avoid the original spinner. 7th caution of the race. There's some damage on Brian Wall's car.
This looks like the left front, I should say, is rubbing the tire. Left front fender rubbing the tire. That's what's creating the smoke.
And stay with us because we have senior PGA golf coming up from Belton, Missouri, the St. Louis Classic, just as soon as we conclude this event with now less than 20 laps to go. Let's take a look at what happened.
There we see Hermie Sadler, the 29 cars. He gets his car righted, and there we see Patty Moise. I guess that's where Brian Wall got the damage with his car. He made contact with Patty Moise as all cars drive away.
From Shane Hall's on board, let's watch and listen.
We saw the contact between Patty Moise and Brian Wall.
Carl Ravitch, Andy North standing by for the senior PGA.
And Larry Ziegler, the leader going into this final round. Larry, big racing fan, big friend of Steve Grissom, and all those guys with a 41 car.
We'll see how he does next after the conclusion of our race here in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Welcome back to Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania, where the Busch Grand National Division is competing in the first Union 200.
I don't remember if this finished under caution. I don't think it did. They got back to green.
I don't think they're going to get the one to go signal. Looks like
Yeah,
we still have some equipment.
No, one to go.
Nope, here it is. Good.
One to go.
One left to go. Senior PGA.
Yeah, they got one lap to go.
Coming up now. Don't go away because we'll be completing this race in just a few minutes.
I have 16 to go. When you come back, take the green to me.
16 to go.
There is Terry Fedewa. You think she's nervous?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Probably as nervous as Tim is, as a matter of fact.
Meanwhile, Geoff Purvis's crew also a little bit on edge. Their driver is in 2nd position. Cars realigned for the restart. Once again, Tim Fedewa has only won one time in this series, and that was here 3 years ago.
Dad will get him 2 wins in this season and bring him from 16th in points to 7th or 8th, I think, by the end of the season, which is really a good stat. Like, I'm going to start looking up where people were in points when Dad went and helped him, and a lot of times he didn't work, like, but a few weeks, you know. But he will be from Talladega on to the end of the season with the 33.
And almost dared LePage to hit.
LePage is between Fedewa and Purvis. Mike McLaughlin is back there in 3rd spot, and he has a car between himself. Well, he did. Looks like he was able to pass it. And there now is McLaughlin closing in on Geoff Purvis. McLaughlin in the white car with blue numbers.
But right now, Tim Fedewa is just not running as fast as he was a moment ago. Doesn't seem like he has the speed he had earlier.
I think you're right.
The tire's a bit worn, so is everybody else's. I thought he blew by that channel out car like it was standing still, but that was just maybe my tainted opinion.
We have 13 cars on the lead lap.
Laps are winding down. 14 to go.
Big long backstretch.
Tim Fedewa,
double kink.
Late model rookie of the year. He was the 1991 ASA
front stretch.
Rookie of the year.
Big old sweep and turn. Big old sweep and turn, and you're back at the backstretch. It's crazy, crazy track.
Purvis is being able to cut into the advantage. It was a half second last time. We'll check it at the line this time to see how far Fedewa is ahead. Purvis, well, he upped it to about 0.6 of a second.
He gained a tenth of a second. Now, right now, Geoff Purvis with just 12 laps to go. It's obvious that Kevin LePage cannot catch a leader, cannot get by. So if Purvis can get up there and start catching, LePage will just move over and let those guys go.
You know, it's crazy. I don't think Fedewa's car had hardly a scratch on it. Everybody else is like crinkled foil.
About a second behind Fedewa.
And Joe Bess has been able to get by Matt Kenseth. He's moved into the 4th spot.
Let's check the points as of now. McLaughlin, Kenseth, Earnhardt, and Jones all stay 1 through 4. Elliott Sadler gains a position, moving to 5th, and dropping out of the top 5 would be the 2-time defending series champion Randy LaJoie, because he was out very early, finishes 42nd out of 43.
There's less than 10 laps to go.
Tim Fedewa, hometown Holt, Michigan, now residing in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, but originally from Holt, Michigan. He is Randy LaJoie's teammate.
Yes, Base Motorsports. By the way, Bill Bumgarner not here today. He's home recuperating from bypass surgery. Bill?
Get well, quick.
This could be exciting for you, Bill, if you were here. Of course, it's probably pretty exciting for you.
Coming up on 8 laps to go as Fedewa hits the line to complete lap number 192.
And one of the question marks that yet to be answered, can the 4 car run all the way on fuel?
Here's a battle for 4th, Benny. Bessie and Kenseth going at it.
Yes, Bessie has the spot. Kenseth is looking for it.
Because we'll be going to golf in just a few minutes to see if Larry Ziegler, who is the leader, is still there. Missouri is the scene of the St. Luke's Classic. Now Kenseth with a run off the corner down the backstretch. Nope.
Can't make it. Meanwhile, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd still remains the same. It's Fedewa, Geoff Purvis, Matt McLaughlin. This is a battle for 4th.
Less than 6 laps.
Next time by 5 to go, I think.
This is where he looked to make a move last lap, and again he tries but cannot get to the inside of Bessie. And there are 5 laps to go.
As Mike Cope takes the Slim Jim car behind the wall in the garage area.
I'm getting nervous because I know at the end of the stream is when I have to hustle and get all my last minute things done before we do that 500-mile trip north. And I'm just anxious and excited all at the same time.
Up to 4th, back to 5th, and in 6th is
I'll raid out to
right
somebody after this if y'all stick around. If there's no one stick around, I won't raid out, but if you stick around, I'll raid out.
Jeff Purvis, the interval between 1st and 2nd, just a little less than a
and my outro will be
we'll check it again and see
a little video of the cabin on the property where I'm going back to. My little hand-built cabin I built to visit. My little artist retreat.
Purvis gives some pretty good strategy.
It's on my friend's property. I don't own property there.
He was involved in the accident that caused the caution and spent several laps
rent a
on
camp
pit
lot
road.
from her.
That is coming in to get fuel topping off. And it's played to his advantage because he's running right there in second position with now less than 2 to go.
Now, Jack isn't located at this place anymore. He's owned by another lady, but I know her, so I get to see
Kenseth
Jack.
is right behind the 34 car. Taking a look at him. You're clear. Kenseth. He's looking on the inside. No, can't quite make it.
Once again, Kenseth getting that good run off the second corner, the third corner, but unable to make the move on McLaughlin in the backstretch. White flag is out. Less than a lap to go for
One more lap. I'll try to pause and show you a little teeny spot where you can see me in the pits, but it's right at the end.
Here is the battle. Second, third, and fourth right there. Here comes Tim Fedewa off the corner, and Tim Fedewa is going to win his second.
Out for the camera.
At NAZARETH. And second place goes to McLaughlin by a fender. Third place, Purvis finished second.
We waxed him, didn't we? Now that guy shaking hands right there standing on the wall is my ex-husband. He's passed away. He had some medical issues. But, like I said, you see his wife on the pit box and stuff, but I'm in the background, like on the other side, opposite of where he is.
Tim Fedewa just now arriving in victory lane. What a great afternoon for him.
No, none of the team will really get there in time, other than you might see my dad walking around behind it taking tire temps. Someone was taking tire temps. Right there. That person.
Congratulations. Thanks, Bill. Been a long time coming, man. I'm real happy. Phoenix, Scott Brand Products, Chevrolet base Motorsports. Been a tough week with Bill being sick and all. This one's for you, Bill.
How tough was it to catch Purvis and then get by him?
Well, it was tough to get by him. Wasn't too tough to catch him. I mean, he's just guarding us, doing his job. And once we got by him, I knew if we could just stay up there and then take it easy on the car. I was tight at the beginning of them runs, but once we got going, man, this car was on a dime.
Tim Fedewa, a winner here in the First Union 200 at Nazareth Speedway in Pennsylvania. So Fedewa celebrates in victory.
All right. Right there is me. See me right there? That's me. In the background. This was a good fun day. It's the way you want racing to always be. Good and fun. Always be fun. Anyway, we will do this. I'm taking my RV, and of course we'll live in our RV, but my little cabin up there, my little artist retreat cabin, is up there. And this will be my outro while I raid out, and you can get to see where I'm going. I'll be there tomorrow. Or they leave tomorrow, we'll be there Friday, Thursday, and I'll stream Friday. Here we go. Jack and his saddle. There's food, and if I walk back here, that's my house, and hopefully it will change and I go inside. That's my woods, my new walls in the future. This is my house. Can you see? Got my oven, my cat door I have to install, my water, my towels, my utensils, and my little trinkets from everywhere. My bathroom. I'm gonna work on the shower today because it's warm. That's a stool so I can reach up high on the hanger there. That's my heater. I don't need it today. That's my bathroom. It's dishes to be washed. My cooking station. Dishes, and my fridge, and my food, and my TV, and the upstairs.